2 days, 2 towns, one slow Italian adventure. Join us in Asti and Turin in northern Italy. We're Kathy and Derek, full-time travelers in our 50s, traveling the world since July of 2024 and bringing you our experiences so you can also build the life of your dreams. We are on the train now in Genoa and we're headed to Asti, known for Asti Spumante and growing wine and lots of food. And actually tonight there's going to be a food festival. So we're super excited to go to that and to show you around this cool pre-Roman town.
So we made it to Asti. We had a great train ride, checked into our hotel, and now we're cruising around the cute little town, and we're heading off to get some lunch.
So this is Barbera di Asti, which is the local regional wine. It's funny though, because I always think of Asti as Asti Spumante, which is the sparkling wine, but this is clearly not sparkling, but it's really good. It's kind of like juicy, but dry. Fassone is a native cattle breed of the Piedmont region, and the meat from the Fassone cattle is highly prized for its tenderness and delicious flavor. It's often used in tartare. Although the Food and Wine Festival that we were getting ready to go to that night claims about 200,000 visitors each year, we found Asti to be a very quiet and tranquil town. One thing about Asti is it's really fun to wander the streets here. There's tons of like little narrow streets and piazzas everywhere and coffee shops and restaurants. This is Cathedral de Santa Maria de Assunto, and it's the main Catholic church and one of the main structures of Asti. It was completed construction in 1470, so it's super old and just quite grand, beautiful. So this is Troiana Tower, also known as Trojan Tower, and it was constructed around the 12th century. And it's basically known as a clock tower, so it used to signal closing of schools, closing of shops, the end of the day, but also punishments that were meted out in the public square. The tower is 44 meters high. What are you doing?
Ready.
Okay. So we're ready now, and we're going out to Festival delle Sagre, which is the food festival we were telling you about. So this is Asti's annual food and wine festival. This region, of course, is known for its wines, especially, and also its food. So it's a celebration of all of that, and we'll see what it's like. It's pretty close by, so. It's really good. It's gnocchi and a meat sauce. Tagliatelle al ragu and salsiccia e pepperoni. Mmm.
Second one.
This one's another pasta, but it's well, the other one was gnocchi, but it's got a little spice to it. It's good. Not spicy, but a little spice. Festival delle Sagre is held every year in the second weekend of September. We're in line now for Fassone, which is the local breed of cattle here, and it's supposed to be really delicious, tender, and lean, which actually I had it today for lunch. This will not be delicately eaten because we don't have anywhere to sit.
We just got our wine glasses in their little pocket, and it's €5 for your first fill in your glass in your pocket, and it's €2.50 each fill after that. And there's a whole selection of local wines over here that we're going to go explore. There's something going on here, but we don't know what, but they seem pretty special. I'm going to try the Barbera d'Asti Grignolino. Kathy just got Cortese. So it's a nice hearty red. She had many options at this maker, and this one's the 15-year-old wine, and it's nice and tasty.
There's no cost to get into the festival. You just pay based on what you eat and drink. Welcome to Turin. We're standing right now in Piazza San Carlo in the center of Turin on Via Roma, and we're going to explore this great city. We're really excited to check it out, so come along. So if you're looking for really high-end shopping, Turin definitely will fit the bill. It's got every kind of brand, Yves Saint Laurent, Louis Vuitton, Gucci, and this beautiful like colonnade walk with all the shops. We're going into the Quadrilatero Romano neighborhood. This is the oldest part of Turin. It was started in the 1st century, and it was a Roman colony. We saw little farmers markets like this one going on all throughout the city while we were there over the weekend. This sweet little sidewalk restaurant in Turin ended up being one of our favorites. The pizza was delicious and very affordable. The food was great, the people were friendly, and the service was awesome. Highly recommend. Turin's got a very relaxed but sophisticated vibe. It's got all of the amenities of a big city without being crowded.
We just got done walking down Via Po, and then we went through Piazza Veneto, right up towards the river. And then look at this gorgeous, we're on this bridge, and this is the backdrop of the river here.
It's called River Po, and this is an area that's known for great places to get like drinks along the river, and just a really beautiful, huge piazza and these colonnades of little shops and cafes. So I think a drink down by the riverside would be worth it if it's more like sunset, but right now it's super sunny, and so there's only a few shady tables, and the drinks are, of course, twice as expensive. So we're gonna go up and look at something else, but it's pretty.
Chin chin. All right, so we just got done checking into our hotel and relaxing a little, and now we're heading out for some aperitivos. We saw a few nice spots when we were walking around earlier we're going to circle back to, so we think this is going to be a fun little journey. Let's go.
We'll see. Okay. It's called a Kama Scusa. It's good. So that place was really cute, and the drinks were good, but they were a little bit of a mess. They didn't bring any bread at first with the goat cheese, so you were just like supposed to pick it up with your hands. But it was fun. Where are we, honey?
Pepe in the park. Fuego.
This place was really cute and lively, and obviously in a beautiful setting. Okay guys, we're gonna call it a night. We will see you in the morning, and thank you for spending such a fun day with us here in Turin. Derek popped into a store to see if we could find this game that we want to get into called Go. And it's an Asian game, kind of like chess, but apparently a little bit more to master, but easier to get into. So chess has a more complicated beginning, but hard to master. This one has an easy beginning, but hard to master. So just another cool thing to have while we're traveling. We used to travel with chess, but we've kind of fallen out of that. So we just walked over from the center of town over to this neighborhood called San Salvario, and we're at Parco Valentino to check it out. It runs along the river, and it's supposed to be a beautiful park. This place was one of our favorites. There were so many cute seating areas, and depending on the time of day, it was a great place to have a cup of coffee, to get some work done, to meet up with friends, or to have a glass of wine in the evening.
Burger with the legumes.
Legumes.
Yeah. Like the beans.
Okay.
I highly recommend this as a really fun trip. I would say at least 2 nights in Turin would be good, and then in Asti 1 night was sufficient for sure.